One, two, three, four. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome. How are you today, John?
I'm fine, and yourself? And Stephen?
I'm me. I'll say in a minute. Just Stephen, how are you today?
I'm all right, but my screen's gone blank.
We can see you.
But yeah, I know, but my screen's gone blank, and that means that the power's off. So I'm just doing this. Forgive me for this on-screen interruption. Take me out for a few minutes, Stephen, please.
Certainly. Okay. It's over to me and you. Right. Okay. Do you recognise the place behind me?
No.
You will do. In 2022, it's holding the World Cup.
Oh,
We better get used to this because this is Qatar.
all
In
right.
fact, behind me is Doha in Qatar. I did a countdown clock for a gentleman who broadcasts in Qatar, and I found Qatari music and I found the Qatari video. But we're going to see more and more of this, especially as qualifying gets underway next year. And then in 2022, we go and play in Qatar. The games are apparently going to take place at night time or midnight.
Yeah, because it's a bit warm there, isn't it?
It is a bit warm, yeah. And so that they're having to do all the games at night. And I think Stephen's ready, so I'll bring Stephen in. Yeah, I've got a thumbs up. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and we're here, and everybody knows who we are. So I'm going to take that off the screen if I can find the button. Okay. Yeah. So Qatar is going to be the place in 2022. Anything happening in Solihull, John?
Not really.
Okay. Anything happening in Stoke, Stephen?
Well, of course there is. Of course there is.
Is there good news?
It's gorgeous out there. It's gorgeous. It's probably about 90 degrees at the moment. And I'm just looking out and I can see the waves gently coming up the beach. Palm trees are just blowing gently in the wind. It's lovely today, really lovely. And guess what?
What?
Somebody has taken a bunch of no-hoper.
I can't believe what happened last night.
Overpaid prima donnas who couldn't give a shit about the football club, and he's managed to not only rescue them from relegation into the lads and dads leagues, but he's managed to get them to 16th in the championship. And I've got a question for you, because I'd love to know how the hell he did it. I mean, John, you know a lot more about football than I do.
Oh, I wouldn't bet on that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I switched off from Stoke at the beginning of the last season, I think.
But they did the biggest favour of all, of course, to Swansea, didn't they?
I don't know, mate. Like I say, I don't know. I've switched off from Stoke because they are so disappointing.
Well, because Stoke won 4-1 and Swansea beat, I can't remember, they were playing by a margin. Swansea went into the playoffs instead of Nottingham Forest by a 1-goal difference.
It was Nottingham Forest last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh well, silly. But I mean, take my point, please. I mean, it applies to cricket just as much, and indeed it applies to businesses as well. But how the hell did he do it? Okay, right.
Well, maybe it just proves that eventually he got it all right and he's a decent manager. After all, he hasn't done that bad with Northern Ireland, has he?
No, I agree. But again, it's like the tools that he had available to him, you know, the players, quite a good word from the tools. How did he turn it around? I mean, the guy had coronavirus in bloody April.
Well, if we go back through the Blabbing for Britain archives for the last football season, Stephen, we'll find that this is the first time you've praised him.
That's the terrible thing about this stuff, you know. We're here for eternity. Wow.
Oh, yeah. And beyond.
Well,
all the past episodes.
Oh, I've got something for you. Can I? How do I send you an image, Stephen?
Basically, you can send it in Messenger.
Send it in Messenger. Okay, I'll do that now.
That's your best way. That's the best way of doing it.
So if I go into... Yeah, carry on then. Right. I'll just do this.
Okay, fine. Right. What can we talk about this week?
Mad Pete? Where's Mad Pete?
No sign at the moment. No message, no sign.
No.
Don't know what Peter is. I did say, I had a chat with him after the show last week and said that one or two people were taken aback by his rants. Let's call them rants because they are rants, and mentioned it. I didn't say who'd mentioned it, but it was several people. So perhaps he's actually cooling off at the moment and will join us. Because he's not the same without Pete.
Of course he's not. No, I agree. But he's just...
Yeah.
Oh. He's and then Stephen disappeared.
So the image will get through. And it says Stephen looks into photo. And I'm just checking. I've got the photo. Okay, just let me save the image as. And I'm saving it to my local hard drive. Okay. And let's come back. Hopefully, I might be able to do this before Stephen actually comes back. Let's see if I can do it. So I'm going for media, uploads, and we have the photo. Right, the photo is ready for when Stephen's ready. And all we need now is for Stephen to be ready. He's gone. He's gone. Okay. Now, of course, tomorrow, all things changed tomorrow, because tomorrow we're being urged, well, we have to wear face masks, and there are so many anomalies that it's not true. And the one that's being debated at the moment is that if you go for a takeaway to your local restaurant, you've got to wear a mask. Yep. If you go to your local restaurant and sit inside, you don't need to wear a mask. That's the rule. Whilst this confusion is going on, we'll say hello to Tish. Hello, Tish. Nice to hear from you. Guys, I said good morning earlier, but you meant to say hello. This is the first one I've seen in the studio, so I'm just glad it's working. So that's the anomaly, John. I mean, where do we not need to wear masks?
It'd be interesting when they go to the chip shop to find out whether I need to wear one there, won't it?
Well, you do. Friday night is mask night, mask and chips. There's no way around it. If you're going for a takeaway, you've got to wear a mask. We'll say good morning to Claire. It's
morning.
Yeah, I mean, there are just too many anomalies in this. It's like most of the things that they launch, it's not been thought out. And they don't appear to have conferred with anybody, and they've not given out the final rules yet. But it starts tomorrow, and it's £100 fine if you don't wear a mask, and the police are going to police it. Shops are not going to police it. The Shopkeepers Union or Shopkeepers Association have said we're not touching it with a barge pole. It's not our responsibility. If people aren't wearing a mask, we shall ask them politely, and if they still don't, then we won't do anything. So it's down to the individual, isn't it?
Yeah, and of course it's optional for shop staff. They're not forced to wear one.
But the are behind perspex screens now. Well, the ones that are doing the cashier thing.
You see people doing pricing, filling up shelves. Yeah.
A comment from Claire. And Claire's saying, forgot it wasn't yet the law, wondered why people weren't wearing masks yesterday. I've been practicing for a week, because it's basically the thing I've discovered so far is it's okay, you forget you're wearing one eventually, apart from the steaming up.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, with the warm weather we've got, the steaming up problem is real. Yeah.
Apparently, there should be a metal band if you've got it the right way up, that you can form to the shape of your nose.
Yep, you've got to cover your nose, haven't you? Because otherwise it's silly. So
you're supposed to be able to push that to make not a full seal, but some form of seal. But I find every time I go, I take glasses off.
We're seeing the start of profiteering as well. I saw some masks yesterday being advertised by a high street shop, £10 a go, which
for one mask.
For a tenner for a mask. Not you could buy disposable masks for £5, but a cloth mask is a tenner. I mean, we bought ours 3 months ago, and we paid £5. We got 3 each for the £5, and I got 2 black and a blue, and Angelica's got a blue and 2 pink. We decided that she'd wear the pink and I'd wear the black and blue. It seemed more logical that way. But there is one question that Angelica's got. Why is this law to wear mask being brought in on her birthday? So, happy birthday for tomorrow, Angelica. I will say it on the day too.
It's celebration time. Wear your mask so we can't see whether you're smiling or not.
But there are benefits, aren't there? You can curse behind a mask and not, you know, you can mutter under your breath and nobody will know. Yeah, because when they see your eyes, they can't see what you're mouthing. So,
well, I bought 10 disposable masks from Aldi for £5.97.
Right. Yeah.
And Celia doesn't go shopping very often, but I've put a couple of those in a plastic bag, sealed, with a zip bag thing in her car, so that she has got a couple if she needs to go into somewhere like I won't say the petrol station, because I don't think she's ever filled the car up with petrol, but that's my duty.
We've all got our jobs. We sort of divide the tasks between us, don't we? Right, I'm not going to say what Stephen just said, but suffice it to say that Stephen will be with us when he sorts out his little hardware problem. Now, the fact is, on Mac, John, nothing to do with it at all, is it?
Oh, no.
Nothing.
Yeah. The world's simplest computer.
Yes. Right, just a Mac-related announcement. People have been waiting for, and been annoyed by the fact that you couldn't use OBS virtual camera with Mac because the gentleman who wrote the software wrote it for Windows. There is now a Mac version of OBS virtual camera. So if you want to bring your OBS virtual camera or OBS camera into Be Live or to StreamYard or to Zoom or to Restream, then you can do so. I think that's a good step forward. Nick is testing it and we'll report back soon. I've got a photo down here, and I'll show it fleetingly, because if Stephen doesn't come back, then we won't even know. That's the photo.
All right.
Claire, do you know anything? Tish, do you know anything? But okay, that's the mystery photo. So we've got the photo, even if we've not got Stephen. Okay, now you and I have a shout today at 4 o'clock, don't we? We'd like to tell people about it.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell people about it?
No, it's a mystery to me too.
Oh, help me out here.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. It will be the Inspired by NVIDIA show, and Stephen and I will be talking to you about what you can do with NVIDIA, and I'll be showing you a tutorial. And tune in at 4 o'clock, same time, same back channel, and all that stuff.
I mean, we're totally blown away by the reception that the show has had. This is episode 42 this week. and the time has just flown. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely flown.
All right, and Claire is observing that a photograph looks like an eclipse somewhere in the universe. I'm gonna take a flyer here. I know we've not got our science expert with us, but I'm gonna bring the photo up again, and I'm going to say that that is Mars. Okay. I don't know. I just sixth sense, but I think that is Mars. Okay. Now, hopefully Stephen will come back and explain that it's not Mars or whatever it is. Right. Let's go around the world, shall we? Because we don't need many titles. Well, we can actually do this one first, John.
Liverpool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They did it, and they deserved it, didn't they? I mean, they played superbly well all season. And Klopp is such a mercurial manager. He's just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he copes with Bielsa, or however you pronounce his name, next season. The manager's manager.
Well, all I can say is congratulations to Liverpool and all their team and all their fans. Fans were out celebrating last night. Police were helping them. Don't go and celebrate outside the ground. So, but they did. And the trophy was presented on the Kop, which is quite fitting, really. And an entertaining game, which Liverpool beat Chelsea 5-3. All good. And actually, the miracle of the season could happen this weekend when Man United get another point.
Yes, they need a draw or a win at Leicester to qualify for Europe, don't they?
Which is totally amazing because, for the first half of the season, Solskjaer was being berated left, right, and centre, much like the Stoke manager. He was in the thick of it, and everybody's saying, "Get another manager." But now, if he gets this 1 point, he's in Europe and in fourth in the Premiership, and all's well with the world. And we've got 2 northern teams in the top 4. Just saying. Okay, so let's continue.
The Villa will be there next year or not, do we? They still have to form a semi-miracle on Sunday to stay up.
Well, they have to win, or they're winners and losers.
They can do it with the draw, depending on the other results.
Right. No, we can't leave football. And we're going to leave football in a minute, I do promise. But we can't leave football without mention of Sean Dyche and Burnley. Now, Burnley is my hometown. And no, Burnley is my hometown. I'm very proud. I've followed the Clarets since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I love the team. I love the town. And this year, they are going to finish, well, at worst, they'll finish 10th in the Premiership. At best, they'll finish 9th. Which is quite an achievement when the whole team cost less than one Liverpool player. And the town has a population of 73,000 as opposed to the millions who live in Manchester and Liverpool. And, it's just against the odds. And also, I've got a friend who I'll see tonight, Kevin. Now, Kevin lives down here in wonderful Wiltshire, but he supports Wolves. And
well, I was going to talk about the 3 Ws. So,
yeah. So Wiltshire and Wolves. So he'll be chuffed tonight because Wolves will finish possibly 6th or 7th. So the Outsiders have had a good season. Since
6th would mean, of course, Europa League. So that would be Europe for Wolves, which would be very interesting. And then, of course, we've got the other 2 Ws, which is West Brom, who will be in the Premiership next season.
Yep.
More because Brentford couldn't perform on the night than West Brom performing, but hey-ho, they're there. And then we've got Wigan, who I feel tremendously sorry for, because taking 12 points away will demote them.
Yep, that's it. Look at the table.
And I think the Football League have some responsibility here, because they said this man is a fit and proper person, and 7 weeks later he put the company into liquidation, or administration, I think is the official term. So they should share 50% of the responsibility, so they should only be punished by 6 points, not 12, in my opinion, which means they'd stay up.
Right. I agree with you. I agree. But life. Okay. So we've done football now.
Well, they have retained probably one of the best legal minds in the country to fight their case. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when it goes to appeal on Friday next week.
Okay. So moving on from football.
We've got some theories from Claire.
All right. Okay. Looks like an eclipse somewhere in the universe, and an eclipse in our solar system viewed from a different planet. Okay. Well, let's put the photo up. We're still waiting for Stephen. There's the photograph. Okay. Right.
Is that Mars or is that the sun?
Don't know. We are. This is a cliffhanger. We're genuinely waiting for Stephen. Okay. I mean, I know what it could be, but it's not necessarily that. Okay. Right. Our Prime Minister is headed up to Scotland today. I don't know why. Scots don't know why. Scots don't really want him there. I'd love to have Peter's opinion on this. Oh, right. Okay. And just a minute.
Hang on.
No.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Hang on. Let's remove that. And I'm going to go over here. And by the magic of Stokes got internet again.
Temporarily. Don't know what happened there. It all went wrong.
Yeah, I know you've used a phrase which I wasn't going to repeat on air, but right, your photograph is on screen, so we've
okay. This is a photograph, an image using photons and everything from the European observatories. Sorry, the European Southern Observatories, a Very Large Telescope, aka VLT. And what it shows is a very young sun in terms of its age, located about 300 light years away, about 60 miles. And it's showing a star, which they've called quite cutely TYC 8998-760-1. But the interesting thing about it is that it is showing 2 exoplanets, 2 planets arrowed on the photo. The lights, the stars that are in the background of the image are stars from potentially millions of light years away. But the thing to look at are those 2 planets, and the first one is about 70 times the size of Jupiter, and the second one, the nearest the bottom of the photo, is about 7 times the size of Jupiter. And they are orbiting this new teeny weeny star at around about the same distance that the Voyager probes are to Earth at this moment. So this is the first time that they've actually imaged an exoplanet or 2 around a star, and I think it's wonderful. There you go. Thought for the day.
Thank you. And I got it totally wrong, because I thought it was connected to this. I don't mind getting it wrong, but I thought it was connected to this. The Chinese mission to Mars.
Sure, you don't mean the UAE mission to Mars?
This is what the BBC said.
Today?
Today, yeah.
Ooh. Well, because the UAE launched a rocket with a ship to Mars 3 or 4 days ago. Let's have a look. It's exciting.
The race is on.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. And of course, we've got the launch in approximately 7 days' time of the latest NASA trip to Mars, including the Perseverance lander, which is going to dig into ground and try and find life again. So you just said, young man, that carry on, and I'll just waffle on here. China's done it as well. Ooh. Well, it's interesting because, as I said a few days ago, the UAE sent one up as well. Yeah. And the US is sending up, I think it's going up on a SpaceX rocket. But they're sending up, they're launching on Saturday, I think, and that'll be something to watch. Because they get so enthusiastic about it. It's not like in the olden days, you know, when Apollo went up and we have a lift off and these guys are whooping and woohoo and all that sort of stuff. But the interesting thing about the sorry if I'm waffling on, chaps, but the interesting thing about the Perseverance rover is that it has my name on it. There's a little chip. In fact, there are 3 chips in which they've micro-etched 10 million names. So that, you know, to say they were using a diamond thing, it's more like an electron microscope type thing, but because it's only a few microns big. But there are 10 million names sitting on that Perseverance rover, and it's dead exciting. It's dead exciting. Oh, and also the names, not the addresses, the names of all my kids and grandkids as well. And we've all got boarding passes. I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can get. I've got a boarding pass. So at the moment, because I've been on a few other trips, would you believe, I've got something like 400 billion space miles on my account. But they do a boarding pass as well. If I get a chance, I'll show you later. But there you go. That's just my my out of this world bit. Oh, that's that. Yeah.
And Claire says, fascinating.
Oh,
Steve.
hello. Thank you.
There you go. So,
nice.
Brilliant. Okay, I just want to mention, I've got 3 words. They're all separate, but I think they are worthy of consideration.
Lock him up.
So, okay, first word. Actually, I could spell it. Just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Do not adjust your sets. Okay, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to bring it back on again. All right, so that's the first one. Corrected.
3 words.
No, right. Okay, the words are Russia, China, and the USA.
Sorry.
I mean, they've all been in our news feeds this week. They've all been on television, and
I know the answer to this one. The Americans are trying to take over our NHS. The Russians are trying to hack our NHS.
Yep.
And the Chinese are just
supplying our NHS.
Oh, yeah, okay. Better not say anymore. Is
no,
that all right? Do I get a point?
Yeah, you can have as many points as you like. Yeah, but that's good. That's good. I mean, the other thing that links them, of course, is that we've fallen out with 2 out of 3. And have we fallen out with the right 2? That's the question.
Defining as we.
Sorry, our Prime Minister.
Oh, okay.
Our cabinet. I mean, are we shooting ourselves in the foot by cutting ourselves off or having rows with China? Is it good or bad? Does it help us?
There's a bigger question, Stephen. In all seriousness, our security services and our military are the best in the world, right? No matter what Trump says. But our security services and our military know what they're on. They know what they're up to. And for them to say that we can't have Huawei in our 5G infrastructure, I believe them. I don't believe Trump. I don't believe the Chinese. So on the Huawei front, from a security perspective, I believe John's, you've been in telecoms longer than I have, John.
Well, the bottom line is BT say it must all be gone by 2007. It's impossible for them to remove Huawei from their entire network.
Different issue, but yeah, I get. But do you get what I mean about our chaps in Cheltenham and?
Yeah, I'm sure they know what they're talking about. Tom has a friend who worked for Vodafone for many years, who's found himself working in Cheltenham now, and I think the expertise level that they have is very good. He's got his doctorate, by the way. It's this guy.
Oh, nice one. What's his doctorate in?
Well, I don't know. He can't tell you what he does. He can't tell you what he's.
I couldn't tell you. I would have to kill you.
Vodafone sponsored him through university. He worked for Vodafone, and then next thing you know, he's working at the big circular building between Cheltenham and Gloucester. So, expertise is definitely around.
Yeah, and then Peter Steve mentioned the Russians. I mean, they're just a malignant force everywhere in the world. Sorry, the Russian government is just a malignant force all around the world, and we just get our fair share, I'm sure. And as for the Yanks, wow. I mean, I've started stopping watching these things I talked about.
But the orange man, he says in his orange T-shirt, has finally decided that
he's passed the dementia test. Congratulations, you. Anyway, what Claire says, as we go global, oh, that's another side of it. Because again, the Russians apparently assisted in making sure that we voted to leave the EU. But I just worry for the kids and grandkids, frankly. And as for the Chinese government, I'm sorry that I've had it with them.
Well, they'll be bigger than the US monetarily soon, won't they? So,
and they'll be shaking in their boots when they find out that Stephen Silk doesn't want to buy anything else, including Apple stuff, from the Chinese. I mean, I don't want to buy it from the Yanks. I'd much rather buy it from a UK company. I really would.
I mean, that's Corinda mentioned the other day that he doesn't like China and he doesn't buy anything Chinese. My point on this is it's impossible to actually. I mean, if you go through your wardrobe, if you go through your kitchen, made in China. Yeah, we've become reliant on China.
But it can be done, right? It can be done. My beloved Wedgwood and all of the pottery companies around here had a fling with the Far East and
sourced it. Yeah,
it's taking it out of the country anyway, and yeah, it would have probably saved them a few bob, but it was not considered. They were not considered the genuine stuff. Anybody around here goes to a factory and says, sort of secondary type thing or what have you. They have a look underneath, and if it's made in Malaysia, it gets put back down because we've got such a brand affiliation with the potteries and our manufacturers that we don't want anything to do with it. I mean, another case in point is old Dyson, isn't it? Do you remember him buggering off to Singapore?
Yeah.
That was a real...
closed the factory in South Wales and...
Yeah, buggered off to Singapore. That's a really commitment to your country, isn't it, I think? So I'm under no illusions that it's going to take decades to ditch them. And there's no guarantee it'll happen, but I hope it does. I really do. And again, I don't want to belabor the point because, well, I can. This is the third strike for them, as far as I'm concerned, the Chinese government. So we had MERS, SARS, and now this. and each time, this is a Chinese-made
just
highliner. That's it. End of, they're out. Sorry. At least I didn't shout.
We cannot become self-sufficient. It's impossible. We have no manufacturing to speak of. As Claire said, we've outsourced our manufacturing to the Far East and to India and Pakistan. We can't bring it back because we are, to all intents and purposes, a high wage economy, and we can't afford to bring it back because prices just go up.
No, I'm sorry, I disagree. And over time, we can do it. We can do it. Promise you, because with technological advances, which we are pretty much at the forefront of, we can start to do manufacturing smartly. Oh, I must trademark that. We can do it.
Okay.
It's just having the will to invest in things that matter, like education and like business, industry, and manufacturing. It can be done, and it's got to be done. Because the next one they cock up, the next thing they bring to the world, we will just, as a species, be in trouble.
There is another side to the coin. If we bring everything back on shore, and we
say everything. I didn't say everything. I'd love it to be everything, but it might take 100 years to get everything back. 200 years. I've got to make a start. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. I laud your aim, but I don't think it's practical because if countries stop importing, then we're screwed. If the look after yourself goes and says, right, okay, we're not going to deal with A, B, C, or D this year. Next year we'll add E. Next year we'll add F, and eventually you're totally insular and nobody wants to buy from you. So the argument goes that way. Anyway, shall we change topic because we're a friendly.
Yeah, but just want to say one thing. I'm not stopping people from buying from us, by the way. I'm just saying start to bring as much as we can home.
Right. Okay. In other news, I've double booked myself today. Not unusual. So if we could finish sort of a little bit early today, that would be good. I'm talking.
What do you think, John?
Well, it's my studio. I can't do anything about it. I've double booked myself. And John and I are on at 4 o'clock any day. Anyway, yeah. So there you are. Right now.
Are you doing an interview at 10 o'clock then?
I am doing an interview, and because the lady is in Brisbane, I've got to do it in the morning because it's 7:30 in the evening there. Okay. Probably our closing topic for today then. UK foreign aid spending cut by 2.9 billion. Now, when we say foreign aid, that's a bit of a misnomer because we actually use it to oil the wheels of commerce. I don't want to wind anybody up, heaven forfend, but we actually use the foreign aid budget to give money to China. 81 million to China to actually grease the wheels, as it were. No, it's not a bribe, is it? To actually help our industry and China. So some of the budget is misused, but we have a commitment, don't we? A global commitment that's a certain percentage of GDP will be given as aid to other countries, and
yeah, which is why we give a lot of money to India that they use to oil their space program. So, is it being used in the right way is the question.
How much is it going down from? So you say it's cut by 3 billion. What is it currently?
I think it's about 1% of GDP. I don't know the actual amount, but
let's see what the BBC has to say.
Yeah, it's basically we're cutting back because the Conservatives don't believe in, well, broadly speaking. don't believe in foreign aid, and our researchers are at work trying to get to the truth of this. But it does seem, I mean, cutting the aid is you don't want to be profligate, but then again, I think we have a duty to actually support those countries that need help.
It looks to me as if according to BBC, spending on official development assistance, which is ODA apparently, was set to be 16 billion this year, and it's gone down by 3. And they've closed DFID, haven't they?
Okay.
Was that your Chinese phone?
Who are we?
See, Stephen and I have Korean phones, so you know, after we're okay.
Yeah.
You've still got your Samsung, haven't you, Stephen?
Yeah, of course I have. It's there. Genuine Samsung.
I hate to say this, but I just had a quick look at the box. My phone is in a Chinese protection.
We can't stop buying Chinese.
Well, it was quite simple. It's a very heavy duty cover, and it cost nearly £40. But they wanted £17 a month for insurance on the phone, which is just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the extras that.
So I bought the super duper drop it from 20 feet and it'll still be okay cover.
Right. Okay. Stephen, are you okay? You seem to be
I'm just looking through the brands on the table, and I'm hoping to hell that it's not all Chinese, but I mean, I've got a lovely cross pen. Was that made in China?
I've got a nice cross pen as well, but
where are cross pens made? And by the way, cross, I'd love another pen.
I hate to say this, but my calculator's made in China.
The challenge is going to be to find something that isn't, as you said, Peter, Stephen.
Right.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. My good news story of the week before we wind up is that I have used AirDroid in the past to actually bring my camera onto screen and show apps that are actually on my mobile phone. And I did 2 videos about it, which are on YouTube and are part of the BeLive course. And AirDroid watched the videos. And bottom line is that they've asked me to be an ambassador for AirDroid. So that's my news.
It's not available on your crappy Chinese. Actually, I think you can get it for the Mac, can't you?
Can. I mean, AirDroid started off as wireless file transfer. So you could shoot a video on your phone, come home, load AirDroid on your computer, AirDroid on your phone, and it transfers quicker than a quick thing from your mobile to your desktop. They then brought out remote assistance, and basically that means that you can feature your mobile phone in a broadcast. So if you were doing a cooking demonstration and your mobile camera is pointed at the cooker or the work surface, then you can bring that in without any sound and you don't get any feedback, which is important. The other thing is that you could, I mean, there are 2 ways of actually showing your mobile phone on screen. You could use that way, which is not very effective. Or you can actually bring the screen in as one of the feeds. So where the stars are now would be my mobile camera. And I could actually show a demonstration of an app live on screen. Okay, nice. So that's what it does.
And Samsung has Rex, REXX, that also does exactly the same now.
That sounds great for training, and I could use that for me app.
But I've been using AirDroid for many, many years, from when it just was a file transfer utility. And I've got 3 phones set up on it.
One of the best bargains around. Anyway, as I say, I double booked myself earlier. So, John, it's over to you. Sorry.
God, where we're going? We're giving up already, are we? Okay, then. Well,
I need the studio. You've got to.
We're only pulling your leg.
Okay.
We'll come and laugh at you when you're doing your interview.
He's getting a bit testy, isn't he, John? He's getting a bit testy now that he's become an ambassador for Airdroid. Eh? Very soon it will be Stephen Healey's blabbing for Stephen.
I'm not in. No. Drop me out the door every time, Stephen. You know that.
I don't know. Anyway, I guess we're going to go. So it's goodbye from the man in Stoke-on-Trent who is celebrating his football team's amazing achievements in the last couple of weeks. The man who likes walking up and down the flight of locks. And goodbye from me in the boring West Midlands. So we'll see you all next week. Same time, same bat place. Bye-bye.
And I will see you at 4 o'clock today.
Oh, yeah, forgot that.